bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Bring 'em Out with your hosts, Joel Richardson and Alan Hill.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Sunnybrook Ballroom inside Joel's office with another episode of Bring 'em Out. I'm Alan Hill, here with Soul Joel himself, Joel Richardson. Today we have a very special guest, the delightful and funny Stephanie Wood.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Ellen. I like you. I like everything about you.
Back at you, girl.
While
do
we're
you
talking
have-
about The Office, we might as well look at the vision board.
The vision
A vision board sans visions.
By the way, the vision board is a chalkboard with nothing on it. We'll just break down the fourth wall. I just managed that my button is unbuttoned, and we're off to the races.
But your curl is tucked properly back into your hair, so that part is good.
Thank you for Stephanie. Right before the show, just to break down the fourth wall, she said, sometimes I ignore you, Joel, which is exactly what you want to hear
Just tune them
prior
out.
to yeah.
Tune them out. You barely even talk. You're
Yeah.
always on your phone.
Bring them out, tune them out.
Bring them out. Bring them out. Tune that bitch out. I love you so much. Thank you for having me back here.
Yeah, absolutely. The pleasure.
You're my 17th favorite booker.
The pleasure is all Alan's.
He's begrudgingly had me here. I can tell. He didn't pick me up from the airport. Made me take an Uber here last night. I've been starving and sober in my hotel room.
All right, I did make her take an Uber from the hotel room.
It's $119, by the way.
Wait. I did make her. All right, we'll just break this down one layer at a time. By the way, Alan, thanks for tucking away your knapsack.
His balls.
Sorry, guys.
I
That's
thought you
my,
were talking about my labias. I feel a
No.
little self-conscious.
so.
What's with this fucking couch, guys?
I know.
Am I gonna fucking fall into it?
Not even the tall, lanky Ryan Foster could
Yeah,
escape
all
this
6'5"
couch.
of Foster was awkward on this thing, so.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is the other couch in the other room is just as challenging.
Yeah.
It's always a challenge, man.
You guys need to do something with your fucking lives. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
This is it.
I feel like this is an ISIS video.
This is the best thing that's happened to me in years.
Yeah. I did make her take an Uber from the airport, but she did it herself last night right before the show. She just assumed I was busy.
You were.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
When you get busy, I don't try to fuck with you. Plus, I've produced like some pretty low grade shows, and even I get stressed out. So you have a lot of shit going on. So
yeah.
yeah, but the Ubers here fucking suck. You can't get one. You can't get alcohol. You can't get weed. Prostitutes, nothing. It's been a rough couple days. I've been sober.
You've been talking to the wrong
and dry.
people.
I know. You left the bar. You could have got alcohol there.
I know. I came home. I was like, why did I leave without any booze? Just sitting in my hotel sober, looking at the wall.
Yeah.
It was fun. Thank you for having me again. You're really, really good.
Well, let's just talk about that real quick. First of all, Foster called us both autistic on the pod
Oh, yeah.
and
on stage.
on stage, and he goes, "If you don't know who I'm talking
You are
about,
autistic, aren't you?
What?
You're divergently challenged. What's neurodivergent? It's a new movie.
Neurodivergent.
That's what it's called.
Okay.
Woke shit.
I haven't gone to be properly diagnosed, but my family's been whispering.
Screaming.
My sister's
You just
made
have headphones on, so you can't hear them.
my sister's made a few diagnoses of me over the years, and she's
Really?
worked in mental health for most of her life.
Oh, has she really?
She definitely
Like what? Like what?
OCD for sure.
I have OCD.
Yeah. She walked in one time when I was in them. I had one of these on my lap, which I've used my whole life.
Yeah.
And I was on roughly the 7th one, and I was this far into it. It's filled. 7 filled of these. All right.
By the way, just so you know, I couldn't see because of Stephanie's arm the other page. I thought you had an open blank 2-page. I go, oh, is that the notes that you have on Stephanie? Way to go, Alan.
Nothing you
This
need to
should
know.
By the way, Stephanie, I see here, and back to you, Joel.
It's about as full as our vision board. There's nothing
Best
else.
labia in comedy.
Yeah.
End of the notes.
That's all you need to know.
Sorry, so your sister was talking about you.
Yeah. So I walk in. And
Pages full of notes.
pages full of notes, and I'm feverishly writing more.
What are you writing?
I
Just like
was-
your manifesto?
I was cattle. No, it wasn't the manifesto. That's on another notebook. this was. I was on roughly UFC 17 or so, and I had done play-by-play notes of every fight that ever happened on every UFC through UFC 17.
Were you
or
getting
something at that
paid?
point. No, this was just for me.
Oh, okay.
I never
Is
turned
this
into
bef-
anything. Never turned into nothing. Just notebooks filled with notes.
That is fucking weird, dude.
Yes.
That would have been hilarious.
Is that before you made friends with Joel?
Yes.
Okay.
This would have been hilarious if you would have just
Autism
said,
unite.
was this... Oh, she's not wrong. But that would have been hilarious if you just said, yes, I did get paid for it, and you never told me about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude, I
Yeah,
have
no, I didn't tell you.
best-selling book on
Like,
that.
were you like a scout, like Moneyball for fucking UFC?
Joel's right here. Don't tell him.
I'm a best-selling author.
Yeah.
Are you really? Oh,
No, absolutely not.
I was a journalist. I was a journalist once.
You were?
I have a journalism degree.
From University of Iowa.
He
See?
just-
The notebook's not empty.
He knew this before we were doing. He stalked me years ago. Yeah, University of Iowa. The Hawkeyes are on right now. I'm here. I'm missing the game.
I love it.
Yeah, we're probably going to win the Big Ten championship.
Nice.
Well, I mean,
This-
clinch our division. We're not going to
Yes.
win. When we have to
This-
pay Penn State or Ohio, it's over.
This episode comes out on a Tuesday, so thanks for breaking down the fourth wall. I'm just kidding.
If
We
you
said
say
last-
fourth wall one more fucking time,
I think we've broken down the 11th wall by now.
There's, we're doing outside comedy. Welcome to Soul Joel's, baby.
Well, there's actually a great tidbit on why you, one of the reasons anyway, you chose University of Iowa, if I remember right from one of the interviews I saw with you.
Yeah. Wear your glasses.
is it because you could drink when you were 19 there?
Yes.
It was like, this is a pop quiz about myself that I thought I was going to fail.
I was like, am I going to have to answer this for you?
No, yeah, I worked at Dairy Queen. And this girl that was a year older than me, she was super cool. Shout out Amy. She's a big fan. And she went there, and I was like, okay, she's cool. And then, I don't know, I just went there, and literally you could get into the bars when you were 19. So I was like, I'll cross the border for a way less, like, education that's going to serve me and put me into student debt. But, hey, I can drink and, develop an alcoholic problem, before 20. So
Solid
and
thinking.
get 2 degrees. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
Wait, so the university, Iowa, you could drink at 19?
I'm sorry, you could get into the bar at 19. But, I mean,
Just in that town? Or what was...
just in Iowa City.
Oh, just in Iowa. Okay.
But once you got in, you were good.
Yeah, and then you could go in early. Like, say they stopped like letting people in at like 11 or something. Like if you had to be over 19, you just go early, get your wristband, and then just
Oh, and
or
then
just
you-
stay there.
Yeah.
They don't kick you out.
Right on. Right. Like you pay for the one movie and stay for the next.
But then I also had my sister's fake ID,
Oh,
so
you were prepared.
yeah,
You
I
were going
was
to drink one way or the other.
That's my walk-up song, one way or another.
Doubling up here.
No, but I loved going to Iowa. It was so awesome. I probably should have went to Illinois. It was a better school, but
Mm-hmm.
Iowa was so fun. I was in a sorority.
Nice.
Did you know that?
No.
I was in Pi Beta Phi. Okay.
What does that mean?
Well, it's the first sorority ever
Okay.
created. We're actually a fraternity for women
Oh.
because I guess the word sorority wasn't like invented yet or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I just made that up. But
I like it.
yeah. So I was in. I did not belong. I was definitely like the odd person out. Like I showed up like to Rush on a tie-dye T-shirt. I had an eyebrow ring, and I was like, "Fucking what's up, guys?" Like my friend was like, "You need to be wearing a sundress." I was like,
That's not this place.
yeah, I did it formal Rush. I informal Rush. My friend Nikki, like, good hometown me, so I got to like. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't have made it through because I would have been like, "Fuck these bitches in their sunflower dresses."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I had to go on the other side and like Rush girls, I had to be like separated from people because my friends would just be like laughing at me. Like I can't look at her. I would have to sing the songs. I'm a good singer. I used to be.
Love it.
Not anymore. I smoke cigarettes now. But yeah, I used to like have to sing all the sorority
I could
songs.
still hit a couple of notes.
Oh, check you out. Dang.
Wow.
Dang.
Way to take my humor and be like, no, that's not true.
Yeah. Hey.
Stop messing around.
I sang
Let's
the
go.
national anthem at every football and basketball game when I was in high
Soprano
school.
too?
I was first soprano.
Oh.
Now I'm
Dang.
definitely like a second alto. But
She went down to bass.
but yeah, I was a choir nerd. But yeah, I loved. It's my sorority sisters are so. It's funny. Like I was like I thought I was the odd man out. Like oh yeah, we definitely made fun of you and called you eyebrow ring girl. And I was like the poor kid who had to use the computer lab in the house. They're like, you don't have a computer? I was like, no, my parents have bad jobs.
I haven't been given everything.
No, you whore. I'm gonna one day I'm gonna be a comedian, and I'm gonna be on Soul Joel's podcast in a basement or something.
In a pocket that may end
think we
really
could-
badly.
It does have a basement feel, but we're
I love basements. I'm from the Midwest. I got fingered in basements. I mean, in Florida they don't have basements. I'm like, how do you guys hook up in high school?
Yeah, man. Where do you go to get away from the parents?
Yeah. Like, do they just go downstairs? I'm like, you guys have to. We just come up sweaty.
Yeah, totally flush.
Yeah, just dry humping your boyfriend. He creams his khakis. You're like, nothing going on down here. Just studying.
Yeah, that's just a funny word, funny phrase.
We really did. It was fine.
Could be the name of your first special.
Yeah.
Creamed his khakis.
I'd check that special out.
Yeah.
Oh man. So talking about your music background.
Don't say that.
Well, it makes me think of your.
I think is you're talking about. He's obsessed with my dad.
I am obsessed with her father. I found a little thing on Instagram, and it led me into a whole wonderful world of what is it? What's his name again?
Jim Wood.
Jim.
Jimmy
Wood.
James. He's a national treasure. He's my favorite human in the whole world, besides Joel. He was gonna either become a musician or a priest.
And what did he do?
I think fucking, not like women, not little kids. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, yeah, my dad's really interesting. He's very smart. He's the smartest person I've ever met. He's really smart, but he's also very funny and just, I don't know. He's really, I don't know. I can't say enough nice things about him. He's I hang out with him every week by choice. I'm like, Dad, I'm going to come. I actually see him more than that sometimes. So my dad lives in Florida too. It's one of the reasons I moved there. But yeah, he's really smart. He's a musician, computer network engineer, just knows, knows everything about everything. You don't need Google. I would just ask my dad. And sometimes I'd be like, I'm going to say something wrong, but you know what I'm saying. And he'll be like, that's what it is. And my stepmom was like, it's like you guys have your own language. I'm like, we read. Okay, you dumb cunt.
Oh yikes.
Love it.
I love my stepmom. She's really cool. I knew my stepmom before my dad knew her. I introduced them. They
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I met my best friend in second grade at the bus stop, and her mom was Kim, and we grew up together. And then she's very beautiful, and my dad's stud. So he would send me hey, give her this Led Zeppelin album from me, just give her this book from me, and he was just putting a little feelers out there. And then they started secretly dating when we were in 8th grade, and then they got married when we were in high school, and they're still together.
Right on.
Yeah, it's so cool. So I've known my stepmom longer than my dad has.
That's wild. So your friend became your stepsister?
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, my best friend from second grade is still my stepsister.
That's pretty freaking cool.
It is very cool. It's so cool. And she lives in Florida too.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
It was weird, everyone else hated me, my other sisters and my mom, but that's fine. They got over it.
I'll segue. But what was the quote?
oh yeah, there's a fascinating quote about your dad on your Instagram, which is part of it is used to be Gary Busey's friend. Or was Gary Busey?
I'll do my dad. I'll do my dad's impersonation. Oh, you want me to tell you about that time I did cocaine with Gary Busey? And we can watch the 85 Bears documentary on Turdy for Turdy. Yeah, he did.
It was much better coming from her.
Yeah.
Now we have some context and more questions.
Yeah, he smoked weed
So many
with,
questions.
I think, no, that was my uncle who smoked weed with Willie Nelson. But yeah, he met Gary Busey and did cocaine with him.
Hell yeah.
My dad used to those times were wild, in the 70s and shit.
Oh, dude, if he was playing music in the 70s.
Every night out, just he was really, really good. He got arthritis, and it was so he had,
Which is tough for a drummer.
yeah, he is also a guitar player.
Right. I saw his pedal board, which is guitar nerd shit, but
Yeah, he makes
Gavin
me,
knows
he
what
makes
I'm
me
talking
buy
about.
pedals things for him sometimes for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
That are things for his bug out bag.
His what bag?
When the world ends, he's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude, it's really weird. I don't even know what this is, but I'm like, when it happens, I'm coming over.
So he's ready to rock and he's ready to take off at any
Yeah,
given moment.
my
I
dad's
love it.
really interesting because he's so smart, but he's I don't know. I want to start a podcast with him because I just want to share him with the world. When he married my stepmom and then my stepsister got to have him as her stepdad, I was so happy to share him. I like sharing him with people because he's and he's really quiet because he's partially deaf. So when he's in group settings and stuff, he can't really hear. It kind of makes me sad, but you can tell he's reading your mouth. But if you just like get him alone, he's very, very funny, and he just like knows everything about music. So like in his like, we call it his beat lab. That picture you saw, it's his beat lab.
Yep.
So like he has like a whole library. And it's like you can see it's like music, like religion, theology, nonfiction, like stuff about government, JFK, and then just like I don't know. I messaged him the other day and I was like, "Hey, Dad, do you have any Joan Didion books?" He was like, "No, Joan." I was like, "All right." Then I go to his house. He's like, "Look, I got a Joan." Here, he like shows me the book. I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." And he was like, "No, this is for me." he stamps his books and everything. He's like, I'll lend it out to you, but you have
Like
to.
with like name and address and that whole thing.
No, he just has a James Wood like in his signature.
Oh, I love.
And he's
it.
like, make sure you return it. So yeah, his books. He like like anything you could want to know, you could just go into his room and just find a book about it.
I love it.
Yeah, he's really smart. He's really interesting. He's so sweet and so nice. He's like the nicest dad in the whole world.
I want to hang out with him.
He's never hardly yelled at me. Hardly ever.
I want to hang out with him and Joel's dad at the same time.
Oh my God, Joel, your dad is the coolest. Dude, your dad is so cool too.
Yeah.
The
he's,
wild shout out to the wild card.
Shout out to the wild card.
Oh, I had breakfast with him. You were there, but you weren't present or paying attention.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Not Joel.
I was like, Joel, you're just gonna like no buffer between me and your father. You're just gonna have just sit there just on your phone. But your dad was. We didn't need you. We were having a great time. He's also so handsome. Is he single?
Speaking of on the spectrum.
No way. Your dad is. I can tell your dad's a genius too. He's very smart, isn't he?
Yeah. But he's Asperger genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your dad's one of those people. Does he live in China?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Did he start COVID?
Layers to that onion to peel. Yeah, right.
Those are the rumors. One of the biggest person to capitalize on COVID, Soul Joel. Dad lives in China. Let the conspiracy theories begin. Way to put it together. But how did your dad meet Gary Busey? Let's not turn
I
around
think
on
Gary
my
Busey plays music. Right?
Yeah, because he did. Yeah,
I think that's a music thing.
Because he was in the Buddy Holly movie, and he
Yeah.
actually played the stuff.
And my dad moved out to LA for a little while. And I think that's when he met him. And then he had like just because he ran around like I don't know, like Chicago with all like the big musicians, like he would meet people that way. But I think he met him in LA. And I think it was
While
like
he
a
was out
music
there.
thing. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about one of the greatest guitar players in the world that your dad played with for a brief second before we get off Dad here, which is Buddy Guy, man.
Buddy Guy.
I don't know if you know Buddy Guy, Joel, but Buddy Guy is one of the best blues musicians
You don't
of
know
all
him?
time. You'd have to be hardcore music.
Or be
lover.
from Chicago. Everyone from Chicago.
Yeah.
He has a place in Chicago called Buddy Guy's.
It's like knowing Elvis if you're from Memphis, you know?
Yeah, but he's like an old school. He has like a polka dot guitar.
That's a bad example.
It's like if you're from Memphis and you know Elvis or anywhere else.
Yeah, I think
Captain Obvious.
I think other people, not just from Memphis. No.
You're right. Yeah, no.
Is that where Graceland is? At?
Yeah. Yep.
I saw that they're doing a special Christmas at Graceland.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I don't know why that was on my newsfeed. It's on ABC or some shit.
Yeah,
Have you ever
that
seen-
place is still stimulating the economy down in Memphis.
Isn't
like
that wild,
people, like the hotels and like the restaurants and everything, because people are still flocking to that place.
I've been there.
He died in
You have?
1979, literally 44 years ago,
Yes.
and people are still.
Well,
Yeah,
didn't he marry Priscilla when she was like a small child?
Yeah. Totally.
Like
I
like
mean,
14?
Yeah, like Me Too out the wazoo, yeah.
But like my grandma was like that though too. Like they got like my grandma I think was married when she was 14. My other grandma was married when she was like 16.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like from like my one grandma was from the South. My mom's actually from Mississippi. That's where they're that kind of trash.
Okay.
Yeah, like Mississippi.
Well, Elvis was a little better than Jerry Lee Lewis, though, because Jerry Lee Lewis married his young cousin.
Well,
Right, so it was
I mean,
young and related.
Right. You're crossing
well, at least
two
he knew he got
boundaries.
the parents' permission though. Auntie, can I fuck my cousin?
Not bad. Oh boy. Oh, we got our first oh boy out of the way.
Yeah, there it is. Nice. Drink your shots, people.
Is that a drinking game?
No, but we can.
We joked about it. A couple
Yeah,
times.
if you're looking to get
Who else says "oh boy"?
uh,
Like comic wise?
I don't know. What do you mean?
I think like Joe List says that all the time.
Are you calling me a hack?
Yeah, I am. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. No, I'm sure List does. I can see him because hit with his nervous energy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's just nervous?
No, it's just something. Just I don't know. Good answer.
So-
Let's expand upon
It's
that.
that kind of
Can we
insight that
expand
keeps
upon
people.
it though? Can we expand upon it? No, but yeah, my dad played music with Buddy Guy for a long time.
That's awesome, man.
And yeah, he still like knows him. We went back, I don't know, it was probably like 10 years ago. I was living in Chicago. Him and my stepmom came down. So I lived pretty close to Buddy Guy's place. And we just went up there. And it was just it's just cool to see your dad in his element.
Yeah.
Because he like had to stop doing it for a while. For so, but he still like composes music. I always say he's like Dr. Dre, just like working on that masterpiece album that we're never going to hear. Because he's always just fucking composing music. I'm like, what are you doing? Or what are you making back there? Like, we're gonna ever, like, when you die, we're gonna just like find all of this music or something.
Yeah, like Prince's vault.
By the way, he's never going to die. I'm gonna be successful enough that I'm going to hook him up to a computer, and he's never gonna die.
I love it.
It's fine. My mom just died, so I got bangs. So maybe projecting.
You also did text me that.
That my mom died and I got bangs.
Yeah.
That's how I told you.
One paragraph.
Oh, man.
What an update.
Wow.
Hey, Joel, I'm doing good. My mom died. I got bangs. Let me know if you need me.
We talked about it right before we did turn the camera on about how your very fascinating way of disseminating information, like like the real shit.
Oh yeah, I did that to your open micers last night, and they're like, "What's happening to me? Are you assaulting me with your words?"
Good thing all turned out okay.
You know me enough now that I feel like I can, because I feel like the first time we met, I think I might have overwhelmed you.
Oh, I can see. Nah, I mean, I'm fine, but your energy.
And I can't like take it back. It's like even if I don't know you, it's almost worse. It's like, cool, you can hear all my new stories for the first time. Or my old stories, but yeah. I remember you picked me up from the airport, and I was like, I think I'm torturing this man.
If it had been that bad, you wouldn't have been back.
No, all he did was just go, "Oh boy," like 17 times.
Yeah. No one else in the car.
No one else. Just him and all of his
Disaster.
Yeah, the inside of your car is upsetting. It really, that shows you what inside of your brain is like. I think you had a caramel crunch popcorn on the seat.
That's
today.
possible.
Very possible.
Yeah.
No, it is. I ate it. It was delicious.
One thing I can guarantee you he had in there was in the entire workings of setting up a comedy gig.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have that in my car too, but it's clean. I vacuum it still.
It's bad when my 2 5.5-year-old nieces are like,
I bet you their mom's car is clean.
yeah, well it is.
Bet you your sister's car doesn't look like that.
I have a feeling.
Whole dole, this is messy.
I am not getting invited back here ever again. I'm sweating. Calling him out.
Oh no, you'll be invited back, just not the pod.
And you're definitely Ubering.
Better find a ride home again.
Yeah.
Keep this intact. No, we met through your mentor, Jimmy Schubert.
My sensei.
Oh yeah.
Sensei.
That's so awesome. What a great mentor. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Dude, it's the best. He's like, Soul Joel needed someone to open for Shuli in Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa Beach,
He
yeah.
called Jimmy, and we hadn't even met yet. And he asked Jimmy like if he knew anyone, and he said me. And then Joel called me, and then I got to open for Shuli, which was so fun. It was during COVID.
How cool is Shuli, by the way?
Yeah.
Fucking the coolest. So nice. And then Joel, so I got a hotel like right by the place, and then Soul Joel gets Shuli a place in like 3 towns over. So then after each show, so Cocoa Beach is 2
3
hours.
stars higher.
Yeah. Me and Shuli went to Wawa and ate food. He got a cheeseburger. But it was like, I live 2 hours away from Cocoa Beach. So by the time the show was over, and then I would drive Shuli back to his hotel and then drive back to my hotel, it was like an hour.
Things you find out in the back end.
But also, I was like, you were really grateful for it. And I was like, I was grateful to sit in a car next to someone who was just like so cool and like a comic and just talk to him and like let him talk. So I enjoyed it. He was really nice to me. I was really nervous because it was a theater and it was during COVID. So it was like really spread out.
Right.
I think we did 2 nights. But
yeah, it was 2 nights.
the first, I think there were both 2 shows each.
That I don't remember.
There definitely were 2 shows because after the first show, the first night, I had never done a theater before. And let me tell you, you guys know how fast I can talk. Those 20 minutes went by really fast. And I was still like pretty new. I was only like probably like 2 years into comedy. And he was like, come outside with me, you like smoke weed before you go on stage. And then I went on stage and I was like much better.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and he was just such a nice guy. So after that, then you had me come up for...
He was trying to slow you
weekend.
down.
No, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
right.
Boom.
He was like, calm the fuck... He's like, chill. He probably could tell I was like nervous and stuff. And it was just so weird because they were so spread out. So it's like,
It's gotta be wild.
yeah, it was super weird in a big space too.
You got a theater that holds how many people, and it's having
Yeah.
a third of it in there or something.
At least, like not even.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like, just calm, like chill the fuck out. I'm like, all right. So he was really nice. And then you had me come up that one weekend, which Alan was talking about last night. I was very ill prepared for that.
Well, it was.
I appreciate you. I appreciate but things like that like give you like I'll never next time I come back I'll make sure I'm better.
Oh, that. So it was we had
Mike Britt, I did good on that
Mike
show.
Britt, Pete Coriali,
Rich Voss.
and Voss. Yeah,
Voss.
yeah.
I didn't do great at the Coriali shows because they were clean and I didn't know how to be clean like that for
Right
them
on.
yet.
Yeah.
Thank God Pete's like the nicest person in the whole fucking world. And then I did good on Rich Voss's show ish because they're like the audience was fun, but man, I wish I could do that again now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool though. It was just like 4 different shows. It was just like different comedians. That was like
And then you did the Pride event.
Yeah.
That was our first Pride event. It was in the pandemic, and we swept network TV.
That's
We're
right.
getting like NBC,
That's
ABC, CBS in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Because we're the only like Pride event in the area.
That was
So-
huge. That's what I knew.
and I was the only straight person on the lineup.
That's what I realized.
Well,
Joel
I've
was
looked
like,
up like
you know,
that.
anything goes
Brendan
with Joel.
Donegan, he's straight.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm like
Well.
straightish. I mean, I've eaten a puss. Don't get me wrong. I went to college.
Twinks are still straight.
But I remember all the like afterwards talking to some of the people. They're like, "Yeah, we didn't think we were gonna like you." Like who's the straight girl going on stage? And they're like, "Yeah, we liked you." So
That's cool.
yeah, and your staff was
Hilarious.
so cool too. I love that. Was like one of my favorite weekends of comedy.
Yeah.
It like, yeah, Jimmy really changed my life and my comedy career, and I'll be forever thankful. And like you've hooked me up and helped me up so much. I appreciate you.
Well,
a lot,
and,
even though
again,
you get on my fucking nerves.
But then
You really don't. I love you.
yeah. But Ronan was interning then. And
Mm-hmm.
I told Ronan that you were coming this weekend. He goes, I love Stephanie.
I love him. Love him. It's a really good impersonation for those of you who don't know Ronan.
But if Ronan was impersonating me, he would do the same thing. It's the same impersonation. He's like, Joel.
So did you know Ronan was gay back then?
I was gonna say I don't think he was out. Was
He
he,
was
out?
not.
No.
He was not.
I was gonna ask him that last night, but I was like, that's a weird thing to ask someone. But I knew he was gay, but I kind of figured he wasn't out. Yeah.
Once you see
He's
his
kind of
act,
young, isn't
he's
he?
fully out now. Like I learned he was gay seeing his act for the first
Dude,
time.
he's so good.
Oh.
For just like starting, I was like, I was so happy to see him, and then I was so happy to see him on stage, and then like do a good
And doing really well.
Yeah. He
he's
and he hosted, which is so
Boom. Got him
fucking-
again. Boom.
So
Through
hard.
the kicks.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
off.
his
flexible.
his fucking act outs and shit. He's
Yeah.
like, he looks like he's a 5-year comic, not a 1-year comic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
And he
he's
hosts too, which is hard. Hosting is the hard. I think. If he put you in the fucking middle, you're fine. Like make me host, I might bum.
Yeah.
right.
No, I'm
Hosting's tough.
throwing
Special
him to the
skill.
wolves. He's gonna learn.
Yeah, man.
you can
Or
learn how to
not, or
host.
not, Yeah. Early returns are good.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He has a lot of potential.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're cultivating a little
Yeah.
group of minions.
How are we cultivating down in South Florida?
Minions?
Oh,
Florida?
no. I mean, like now that Jimmy moved down there, and that's how you guys met.
Mm-hmm.
How's the scene down there?
So I think our scene's pretty strong. Florida is. I didn't think it would have a good comedy scene, but I like I didn't. I'm from Chicago, but I didn't start comedy until I went to Florida, which is kind of weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
I was like, let me just do comedy when I'm like 32 in Florida.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. But no, I like performing in Florida because I perform a lot of different places. So like if you perform like in Boca and then you go to Lauderdale, like say you do a show in Boca, Lauderdale, Miami in the same night, you better have 3 different fucking sets because you will be eaten alive if you do the same shit in Miami that you do in Boca. They will be like, rigatoni, what are you talking? Like,
Right.
and then these other people are like, what are you talking about a BBL for? You know, so, and then go to the other coast, like your Clearwater show. I love that side of the state the most because they're Midwesterners that retired there. So I was going to say like the fun old whites, you know, they're just a little more laid back. They're a little more white trash. I mean that in the nicest way. Like they just like don't have a stick up their ass.
Yeah.
And then you got like the center of Florida, which is just those people are wild. And then you go, it's just I like it because I think it gives you chops on how to do. Like for me, it's maybe learn how to like be a little more cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
And then how to work with how to like go to an older audience. And then to be honest, sometimes a younger than me is sometimes harder for me.
Really?
I believe it. They're more sensitive, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Like a young Miami
true.
audience might be if they're my age or older, it's fine. But if they're young, I'm like, None of my references are gonna work. No, I'll talk, like, do a self-deprecating joke, like, don't say that, you're a queen. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I know. My labias really aren't long, bitch. It's a joke.
Well, that's disappointing to find out.
No, they're adequate length.
Adequate length. Is that what you
Adequate
said?
length, yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't know why I can't stop doing labia jokes, but
It's
they're
so
just
funny to me.
So funny to me.
It cracks me up so much.
And then people that look at people's face. Well, one time I said, what did I say? It was like these two old people. They were sitting right in front of me. And the guy goes, what did she just say? And the lady goes, she said semen out of chiffon.
She said, oh, semen on a chiffon.
And the guy was like, and he goes, oh. And they were right in front of my face. I was like, oh my God.
Semen on a chiffon.
But yeah, like I feel like I've bombed in every fucking room down there. So it's like one of those things, like, I won't let that happen again.
Right.
And I don't. I bombed. One of my biggest bombs of all time is at the Miami Improv.
Oh, I love
What
good bomb
happened?
stories.
Let's
Let's
set
go.
the scene first of
I
all.
need a drink thinking
Yeah,
about it.
take your time here.
Sweating. My tits are sweating. God, it was so bad. So it was my friend Matt Ross, Josh Francis, and Jeff Dolezal. And it's called the Triple F Podcast. They're really, really funny guys, and they got a date at the Miami Improv.
Okay.
And
For the pod.
yeah, for their pod, and
Okay.
yeah, and they kind of like blown up, and so they needed a host. You know, I guess objectively funny to some people. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna get you, put you in Miami. It's funny, they had one in West Palm, and they had the Latino guy host for them in West Palm, and then they had me host for them in Miami. I'm like, you should have switched us.
Yeah, that's an interesting
But
choice.
in
yeah.
my buddy's defense, it was their first show, and I think he was trying to like give me some love.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's what it really was. And I really wanted to do a good job for them. Almost worse than if you were to bomb in front of a headliner. Because it's like their big night.
Yeah.
I'm hosting for them. I'm setting the tone.
They're your
And I
buddies.
did not set a good tone for them. Like the guy, they had to like crawl out of a hole. They smelled the fear on me.
I've been there.
And then, oh God, it was so, I to this day wake up in the middle of the night thinking about that set.
Oh, that's tough, man.
I've gone back and redeemed myself because I was like, I'll never let them fucking know that, like, they don't get to scare me.
I love that.
Yeah, but it was just like, oh, okay.
Did it feel longer? How long were you on?
75 years, I think.
Yes. Did anything turn it? Did anything particular happen, or was it just one of those?
Yeah,
like,
she saw the light.
I think my first joke bombed.
and then it just set you down the bad
Yeah,
path.
and then what happens, like, if you've seen it, and I've done it before, if they can tell you're nervous, they don't trust you.
yeah, for sure.
And they don't want to be like, does she know what she's doing? They want to just be like, okay, she's got this. She's conducting this train. We're going to go for the ride. And I
Right.
was like, we're going to fucking die.
yeah.
So, yeah, it just wasn't good. And I just felt really bad about it. But, yeah, I've gone back since, and I've redeemed myself. So
Nice.
I was
Very
like, fuck, dude, that was the worst. And at the Improv, too, there's a lot of places you can bomb at. I always say there's, like, different types of bombs. Like, if you're at an open mic, it doesn't count.
Right.
If you're at a shitty bar show, it doesn't count. If you're here, people paid money, they're sitting and they're paying attention to you, and they're there for comedy, and you fuck up, that's a bum. And those suck. When, like, they're there to laugh. Not like you're trying to win them over. They're there to laugh. They paid money to laugh. And
Especially when you're the owner.
Oh, you bombed like that at your own place?
I've done not well.
Joel,
I even did it on the same night where at 7 o'clock, they were like, I didn't realize you were a comedian. That was so funny. And the later show, they were like, what time does the show start? You're like, it did. This was... I'll introduce the feature.
Oh, we've talked about it with Joel. He has these wonderful, I call them bomb deflectors. He has these lines that, like, 'cause if he's like,
Saves.
just ready, and it's
I
priceless.
bombed
I
on-
love when it starts going off the rails a little bit because it gets even funnier.
But you know how to save it. Yeah, like that's so on.
Yeah. Years of deflection.
I opened for Vic DiBattista
Yeah.
on Monday and Tuesday in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Great show on Monday, like great show. I did great, right?
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, I was like, this is going to be like awesome.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it was okay.
Does he know that?
He told the guy to put me on his rider, so every time he comes, like I'm on his show. So he
beautiful.
but the owner of the club works with me a lot, and he goes, you know what? You figured out how to bomb, which was like using those little like. Yeah, but it was a weird crowd. They were just like, you ever like have a crowd? They're just like, I'm mad that I'm here. But it's your
Yeah,
job to get them.
yeah.
It's still your job as a comic. If they're paying attention, That's all you need and then the rest is your fault, honestly.
So fascinating to me because there's always that one. There's like that. Not always, but there's often there's like one dude in the and they're always, a lot of times in the front row.
Yeah,
And they're
that's
like,
what it was.
Yeah.
Make me laugh. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And this guy, he was like sitting. He was like, he's like, I'm from out of, like, they were just yelling at me. I was like, oh my God. And then I said, so I was doing my Planet Fitness joke. He's like, bitch, you don't work out. I was like, I do. I think that might have
that's
thrown me.
rough.
I think that might have thrown me off, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think after that I was like, ooh, I want to die a little bit on the inside.
Man, I don't blame you. Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't either. So like, fuck off, guy.
yeah, that's right. Dude, that's priceless.
Dude, yeah, but bombs. I have like 3 bombs that wake me up in the middle of the night that I think about, and the Miami one is one of them.
What were the other two?
First time I ever did.
Alan asked, but I was going to.
Yeah, we were both.
Yeah.
Eyebrows were up.
Alan just articulated it fast.
His eyebrows are up already, so you know he was on it.
Yeah.
I did a rehab.
The others, please.
A rehab show? No, it wasn't a rehab show. I've done rehab shows before. This was like, I think
I
it was
think they call recovery. I think they're called recovery.
whatever. So it's like this AA center, and it was like,
I can't imagine why you bombed.
dude, I bumped so bad. That was the
Hello,
worst bump.
addicts.
Fuck.
So where's the party? Am I right?
Dude, I get in there and I start panicking because I realize there's no booze. And in the green room, there's a giant picture
Yeah,
picture
two
of,
options:
of Princess
water
Diana.
and coffee.
Princess Diana. It says killed by a drunk driver on 1990, whatever. April of 1996, I think it is. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know why, but I was like, that just like weirded me out. And then my family's like full of drug addicts and shit. So I'm like, cool, I'll relate to them, right?
Yeah.
And actually, it was fucking another Matt Ross show. I bumped into it. And yeah, oh my God, I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating thinking about it. So I bombed.
Did Matt move because of you?
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. Matt Ross now lives in Austin.
He's
Has
great.
nothing
Check him
to
out.
do with the thriving metropolis that is
Austin-
Joe Rogan
the
and the
Austin
Austin comedy
Yeah,
scene.
he's just crushing out there. It's like,
It
I
is
can't be.
because
You're
of
holding me down.
Stephanie Wood and her bombs over Baghdad.
Bombs over back.
Oh, so bad.
She keeps bombing so bad that Matt Ross is like, I gotta get out of
I
South
gotta leave.
Florida.
I can't even be
I'm
friends with
headed
her.
to Austin.
I don't want any attachment to her. Yeah. Please don't ever come down here.
She goes, out of a coincidence, it was another Matt Ross show. I'm like, out of a coincidence, I don't think that's why he doesn't live in Florida anymore.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was.
This doesn't take MacGyver to figure this out.
Man, I'm sorry. No, it was like I think it was Valentine's Day. It was a Valentine's Day show. So they have like this big sender. Like it was.
So this is not-
these
this is
people are
not the
not.
rehab
These are people
people.
who are not coming off drugs. They've been off drugs.
Okay.
Okay. So they're all there. They bought tickets. They're there, and they're sober too. So like. Yeah, it was really bad. I got off stage and I was trying to get out. When these other comics were like, dude, let's get the fuck out. Let's go smoke some joints in the parking lot. Somehow we got stuck in like the exit hallway.
Wait, you're doing drugs with people and that are in recovery in the
no,
parking
it was
lot?
another comic. It was another comic.
She's in a recovery show, smoking weed in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
after.
By the way,
I was trying to.
equally as bad.
Don't worry, she did her bumps in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, always. The lady. But somehow I got stuck in a receiving line, like a wedding receiving line. And every person walked out. And everyone else crushed. And I'm like, I couldn't get the fuck out of there. And everyone's like, great job, good job. And like the whole comedy community heard about it. It was that bad of a bomb.
Oh man.
And then COVID happened. So like,
Wait,
whatever.
did you reek a weed?
No, I didn't smoke before I went in there. We were trying to go smoke, and I got trapped. Like in the show was letting out.
This was
And she's like, let's get the
pre-Duber.
fuck out before all these people come out, and we didn't get out in time.
Okay.
And so we ended up standing by the door as everyone walked past us, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for your life.
But it's not. It's nothing worse than smelling of what you're.
No, I wouldn't have done. I didn't
previously
do that.
addicted to.
funny.
No, that's not. No, but I did redeem myself again. I went back and I did like one of my best shows ever, probably like a year later.
Beautiful.
I just learned like I came off like kind of like a fucking you guys are drug addicts in my family. I was like, it was just. It's also like how crazy you think you're funny when you're like. I'm sure I'll think about this, like in 5 years from now. But like, I was not funny. I wasn't funny when you had me come to the dome the first time. I was real rough.
Which is good.
You're
Yeah, thank you so much for all that money you did all the show.
you were funny. Here's the thing about you. You have an incredibly quick learning curve. You know, you're talking about Ronan getting good fast. This girl got good fast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
I told you I'll be funnier for you tonight.
Well, I expect at least that A- you promised me.
Hell, Oh boy.
Yeah. I did that at I was with Mike Gaffney at the first recovery show, and I used to do a show with my dad. Hasn't had a drink in 5 years, but he's been sober for 3, and it was true because my dad, he never stopped smoking weed.
Right on.
Was like, yeah, he like had a trouble with drinking, but just never gave up the weed.
Okay, I'm
And I was
falling
like,
more
have
in
you
love
guys
with him every
ever
minute.
set goals for yourself? They're like, every day, brother. 'Cause they're in recovery.
Right.
They're getting chips and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, where'd I lose them?
Yeah.
You guys want to know where I lost him in my set?
I get it.
I'm gonna tell you the joke I lost him. I was like,
good.
I used to. I don't say this joke anymore because it always just gets grown. But I used to talk about how the only time I ever see my family is like at a funeral.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys, we have really fun funerals. Like we tailgate funerals. Like next time someone ODs, I'll invite all of you guys.
At a rehab.
And they're like, we hate you.
Oh, the recovery show.
Oh
Priceless,
god.
man.
I had a lady not that long ago in Cocoa Beach in the back of the room goes, not funny. And then someone goes, it's funny. Keep going.
Oh shit, that's good.
Do you ever just like turn on an audience because you're like, I would just fuck you guys? Like I'm gonna do jokes I know you don't like.
No, I mean, well, I'm only going up and hosting, and it's normally at my own club, so I don't really.
I've seen comics do that.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen.
I've
comics
only
do
done
that.
it like one time, but I see comics do it all the time. Be like, fuck you guys. I didn't even want to be here. But I'll just be like, instead of that, I'll be like, I'm gonna make you wish that you weren't here, without me even saying it. It's fine. I got invited back 2 times. It's fine. I think
of
it's
us is
just like
gonna
there's
leave.
10 female comics. So like, we can't lose this one. In Florida. Let me be honest. I'm not great. I'm just a female. Talk about a learning curve.
Yeah. For Stephanie Wood, Alan Hill, Soul Joel, another episode of Bring 'Em Out.
Bye.
Bonus content.
Oh, by the way, Gavin asked me to ask you why we went from the coolest backdrop in podcasting to looking like we might have our heads severed at the end of every episode.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a ransom video.
I was like, I'm sure there's a good reason. I'll find out.
Yep. We will change it. I just haven't had a chance.
It's all good, dude. He just
Yeah.
cracked me up when he said that.
Yep.
I was like, damn, buddy.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Whew. All right. Joel's office. Here we go.
This is your office?
Don't. We'll explain it in post.
Save it for the pod. All right,
That,
here we go.
that filing cabinet does not get used.
There's just,
Chalkboard full
there's just
of
bodies
ideas.
in there. Bodies.
But
Yeah.
Joel's high school diploma and SAT scores.
Yep.